Hello Year 6 and welcome to today's virtual assembly. I'm going to start it off with a short story.
Hashtag Goldilocks, a hashtag cautionary tale by Jean Willis and Tony Ross. There was a girl with golden hair who used her mobile phone to share her photos and her videos. No harm in that, you might suppose. At first she posted boring things, a selfie in her fairy wings, and looked for likes that didn't come. She couldn't count the ones from mum. She thought, as she lay wallowing, I must increase my following. But how can I attract a crowd? I know, I'll make them laugh out loud. And so she shared on Instagram her baby brother eating jam, all smothered in it head to feet. Her friends adored it. Hashtag sweet. She shared a talking dog called Rover. Uncle Richard falling over. Farting ferrets, frisky rabbits, little kids with silly habits. Now her post got lots of likes. Her ginger kittens riding bikes got over 50,000 hits. Goldilocks was thrilled to bits. But then her followers got bored of funny cats and they ignored her baby brother's latest antic. Goldilocks felt friendless, frantic. Fearful she would fall from fame, she felt that she must up her game and look for something far more daring, something shocking, good for sharing. Off she skipped into a wood, in which an empty cottage stood, and with a cheeky little grin, she took a selfie, breaking in. She videoed the table laid, with bowls of porridge freshly made. She grabbed the smallest, ate the lot, and posted hashtag piping hot. Then, swinging on the tiny chair, it broke and flung her in the air. She didn't care. Hashtag fun. She filmed the damage that she'd done. I wonder what's upstairs, she said, and bounced from bed to bed to bed, and then, collapsing in a heap upon the smallest, hashtag sleep. But as she slept, 3 bears walked in. It's her, there's porridge on her chin. She's in my cot, cried baby bear. She's ate my breakfast, broke my chair. The bears were such a scary sight that Goldilocks ran home in fright. But it was no good hiding there, for who came knocking? Daddy Bear. And Daddy Bear was not alone. A gruff policeman took her phone. He'd seen her posts and all the shares, which proved that she'd upset the bears. You must be punished for this crime, he said, and you must spend your time inside the bear's house, sweeping floors, mending chairs and doing chores. All summer long she went each day. No time for phones, no time to play. And even when they set her free, her posts lived on for all to see. But then, in answer to her prayers, she was forgiven by the bears. She'd learnt her lesson in the end, and thinks before she presses send.
I'd like now to draw your attention to another short story which I've taken from the Beano magazine. Here's the first part of it. What's happening here is we can see that Mandy, who's the main character, she's receiving her very first mobile phone. She's really excited and straight away she sets about texting all of her friends. She's really pleased because most of her friends reply straight away. There then becomes a bit of a problem because Toots, who's one of Mandy's friends, doesn't respond. She doesn't reply back. So Mandy then starts thinking, oh no, Toots hates me. Luckily, by the end of the comic strip story, we can see there's a bit of a happy ending, because what happens is that we find out that the reason Toots didn't reply to Mandy was quite simple. Her phone was out of charge. Something there for you to think about. Why does Mandy get upset? Have a think. That's great. Mandy got upset because she didn't get a reply from her friend Toot. And at first she thought Toot must hate her because she didn't reply. Here's another thought for you. How is chatting on a device different from chatting face to face? I'm sure you can think of lots of ways. Here are a few of the ways I've thought of. Messages that we share online can have a time delay. We don't always get a response straight away. It's quite easy when we're sending a message to make a mistake with the typing. A spelling mistake can change the meaning of a word in a sentence. I think this is a really important consideration. When we're sharing messages, we don't see the person's face or hear their voice. Are you feeling happy? Are you feeling sad? Messages also can be saved and looked at again and again when they're shared on devices. Some people sometimes act a little bit like Dennis the Menace and they think about playing pranks. The thing I would always add is that in any Dennis the Menace story, he always gets found out and he always gets into trouble. If people play pranks with messages online, it can be a form of cyberbullying, and I'm sure many of you know cyberbullying is any sort of bullying which takes place online. Cyberbullying can be things like making prank phone calls or sharing nasty emails, sending nasty emails, or posting unkind photographs of people or unkind comments online. They're all examples of cyberbullying. What's really important for everybody is before we post anything online is actually to stop and think for a short while. How is this going to make another person feel when they receive it? If we don't think and we post things online, we could make that person feel sad or depressed. They might not want to go to school. They might be afraid. They might think there's something really wrong with them. They might want to hurt themselves. They can't concentrate on school. They might become lonely. Posting unkind things online can have really serious consequences on other people. It's ever so important, therefore, that all of us continue to think before we post. I love this little slogan. Think. T, is it true? H, is it helpful? I, is it inspiring? N, is it necessary? And K, is it kind? Think before you post. Just a reminder, Year 6, if you do get any unkind messages, there are a number of steps that I want you to take. First of all, most importantly, make sure you tell an adult, tell a grown-up that you can trust. Really importantly also, don't reply. If you receive anything that's unkind, don't reply back to it. Just keep it there. Tell the grown-up. Report it. And in a moment, I'll show you a quick way that you report things through our school whisper button. And if you can, show the evidence to the grown-up. Take a screen capture. I know, because I've been looking at all the work that you've been doing on Teams, that you're really good at taking a screen capture. Hello everybody, this is how I can make a whisper report. First of all, I'd visit the school website, Sandford Hill Primary School, and then I'd scroll down towards the bottom of the page, and down here you can see this button that says report an issue. I can simply then click on the button. In the first box, I can type to tell what the issue is. Don't worry about your spellings. It'll ask me to put in some numbers in the box, so these I can see is 083378. These change every time. And the next part I don't have to fill in, but it really helps me if I put my name. So I'm making sure that I put my name in there. Then I'd click on submit. Then in a short while, Mr. Walford, Mr. Wardle, Mrs. Allen, Mrs. Martin and one or two others will get that report straight from you that we can then start to act on. So that's how we'd send a whisper report. The whisper button is there on the school website for you to use it if you have concerns. Remember folks, think before you post. And just to end, I'd like to share these two examples. These are people who've really thought before they put anything there. I love this. Here's somebody who's posted a picture of a poppy, and straight away, look at the comment. That's really good. Here's another one. Here's somebody who's shared some of their doodles from watching an art video. And again, look at the comments. Great job. Really good. Post positive, polite, kind messages online. Keep thinking before you post. You've got that power. Keep working hard. Enjoy the rest of the week.